Hello, everybody. Coach for the Soul, Thursdays at 3 is live. Oh, we live. That was a song back in the 80s. I think it was, yeah. Yep. So we'll see who pops on. See who is here. I'm about, right exactly 3 o'clock right now. So, hey, Tracy. Hey, Susan. How you doing? Doop, 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 doo, doo. Hello, hello, hello. Six people have popped on, but only Susan shows. Oh, there's Joe. Hey, Joe. I'm doing okay. How you doing? It's been a rough couple weeks, but we're okay. Yeah, we're okay. Hey, Kathy. Yep. Been a strange couple. Hello, Dawn Banks from the UK. Thank you for joining me. I appreciate it. Got some cool stuff to talk about today. Yeah. So Tracy doesn't show up, but I saw her pop on. There's Haley. Hello, hello, hello. Yeah, Joe, lots of, how can I put this? Lots of challenges. Yes, lots and lots of challenges. Lots of growth stuff. That's never easy. Never easy at all, ever. Ever, ever, ever. I wish it was, but it's not. So we're going to talk about that today. How's that, right? Yep, we're going to talk about that and all the other stuff that's going on with people. Hey, Steve, how are you? How's everything going with you? Thanks for joining me today. I think I'm on my Bill Clairvoyant page. Oh, that's cool. Hey, Rob. Yeah, listen in. Hello, Vic. How's it going? How have you been? How's retirement? Good? Good, good, good. So Tracy popped on, but I don't see there. Oh, hey, Adrienne, how are you? How's it going? Yeah. My friend Tracy from Jackson popped on, but I don't see where she's at. She might have popped on and popped back off. I don't know. So, oh, Steve's on mini vacation. Good for you. I wish I could do that. I wish you could just go away and hang out for a while. Retirement is great. That is awesome, Vic. I'm glad. I'm glad that you're getting situated and getting, enjoying it. Because that's all that matters, right? Is if you can get away from being worried. Yeah, it's pretty awesome. Pretty awesome. Okay, so let's start, okay? So, hey, Kathy. How are you doing today? How you feeling? Doing okay? And thanks for joining today. Okay, so first thing that Spirit wants to talk about is just some experiences that have been going on. Hey, Blake, I didn't know you were in Virginia. How you doing? I didn't know that. I thought you were from Metro Detroit. So cool. I'm glad. Thanks for coming on. Good, Kathy. I'm glad. I'm glad you're doing better. So, you know how I know the chimes all of a sudden are going to be loud because there's so much energy in my house right now. It's crazy. Because I've been in kind of hibernation this week. Been kind of in hibernation, kind of pulling back, and I'll tell you why in a minute. So, you know how when Spirit talks about allowing things to come to you, right? Right place, right time, right? The more you control things, the more you try to go after them, the further away they get, right? So just a prime example of today, okay? Hey, Laura, how's Sarasota? Is today's been a day of just like, well, I'm going to tell you this. No, hang on. Okay, now there's more guides here, and I don't know who they are. Hi, Veronica. How are you, my lovely dear in Sweden? I'm glad you could pop on. Video is not working. My video isn't working, or your video isn't working? Because it doesn't say that mine isn't working. Can everybody hear me and see me? Laura's saying her video isn't working, so I don't know if that's me or if it is hers. So anyway, clear that out. I've got a few more guides here that wanted me to go in a different direction. We're not going to. Allowing things to come to us. Spirit constantly, hey Abby, Spirit constantly reminds us, right? All of us. Constantly reminds us that we that we have to allow, right? That we have to be, just be. So like I said, today I've kind of been in hibernation, kind of in another galaxy, not really grounded, just kind of like living outside of my head, not really paying attention to things. And Lori Lipton posted something this morning on one of her pages, and she just allowed me to share it. So I shared that. That went bingo to me. So you may want to check that out on my page, Bill Clairvoyant, and Bill Hobart, Clairvoyant Medium Psychic. And then I've started to follow a guy by the name of Aaron. I don't remember, Aaron Doherty, okay? He just came into my life. Hey, Katrina. He just came into my life 3 weeks ago, right? When I was kind of turning against the feel-good guy, right? Because it was starting to get too pompous, too, the guy, yeah. And this Aaron guy pops in, and he is the secret guy, right? Remember that movie and things like that? Well, he's got some pretty cool stuff on his page, on his YouTube page. And today I'm just waiting to do this and scrolling through stuff on Facebook, or was it YouTube? On YouTube, it was Facebook. I don't know which one it was. All of a sudden, boom, he's there. And he's doing a podcast with a video about fear. Bingo. See? I hadn't planned on anything like that. He just did the podcast, I'm assuming, this week. And it was there. Again, specifically for me, right? It totally resonated with, and I posted that one too, but it totally resonated with what I'm going through, right? Which is, I've talked about this probably the past 3, maybe 4 weeks, is them, my guide, probably 2 months, Spirit says, challenging me over money, okay? That I have been working since I was 12 years old, right? And I had the paper out in Jackson, right? Making $300 a month in 1972. I was banking money, right? Could have anything I wanted, and then I work until 7 years ago when I quit my job to do this full time, right? And little by little, it's been less and less income coming in, right? To the point now where I don't have much income coming in much at all. That's why I'm running a special again for 5 days, because I have lots of bills to pay and no income. And I know why they're doing it. Why they're kind of blocking it is because and I'm working on this big time. It sucks. I'm working on the fear that comes from having $52 in my bank account instead of $5,000 in my bank account. Say, from working 70 hours a week, right? So, being really conscious, doing everything that I possibly can to get out of that fear space, right? And it's in my heart. It is where the fear is, right? I slide right back into my little boy, right? And something that Aaron Dowdy said today, which makes all the sense in the world, because Spirit talks about this too, right? It stems from childhood. It stems from childhood. It stems from hey Paula, it stems from your conditioning, from your conditions, from the way you were raised, how you were raised, all kinds of cool stuff, right? Hey, Kiki. And you can look back, right? If you can really, really clear yourself and get honest and say, okay, this happened, this happened, this happened, or just that one thing happened, or my conditions in my house were this. And when you can do that, when you can be honest, right? And get your little kid out of the way, right? And understand that I'm gonna just sit and just think about stuff from my past. Now, I grew up with a mother who I dearly loved, but she was tighter than bark on a tree. I mean, she was so tight. And that's because my mom and dad were raised in the Depression. And I've talked about that before, right? So she instilled in all of us kids, all four of us, right? The fear of not having money. Because every time we wanted something, it was no. I mean, it didn't matter. She would go to the grocery store by herself and she would have a certain amount of money that she needed to spend. That's all she was spending, didn't matter what it was. She canned a lot of vegetables and fruit and things like that we had to pick, right? We had to go out in the fields and pick corn and pick blueberries and pick strawberries and pick blackberries at 6 o'clock in the morning, right? I mean, you enjoyed it in January because back in the day, there was no fruit except for bananas, maybe some oranges, maybe some pears. That's all there was in the fruit section of the grocery store back in the day, right? So that instilled upon myself and all of my siblings the fear of, oh my God, and understanding. My dad got paid on Fridays, right? And on every 2 weeks. Opening up the refrigerator on Wednesday, there being nothing in the refrigerator but milk and condiments, maybe some salads, say. Maybe some like some iceberg lettuce and some carrots, right? And maybe some 7 C's dressing or the stuff you used to shake up in the bottle, right? That Italian stuff, right? And that was it. But then when my mom went to the grocery store on Friday night after Dad got paid, guess what? Saturday morning, you open up that refrigerator and it's packed of food. Well, instinctively, right? It's instinct. I want everything I can get out of that refrigerator, I want to eat. I don't care how full I am, I want to eat it, right? And then when you did get some money, you spent it on food. You didn't buy stuff, you spent it on candy and pop and potato chips and Twinkies, and all the stuff that you couldn't have going through that period of your life. See? And that's what's important. Is looking back and going, I can see why. Because every one of I have a brother and a sister left, and my oldest brother's gone, but they need to have the refrigerator packed with food. Me, not so much, because I'm really picky on what I eat, right? But Lee's like that. Lee needs the refrigerator packed with food, means that, okay, we're abundant. Okay, I bought the food that I wanted, and I put it in the refrigerator, I put it in the pantry, and guess what? I can relax. Say, and that's what it's all about. Say, that's what it's all about. And that's where my fear comes from. Understanding that at 12 years old, well, hang on. At 10 years old, I started to help our paper route guy, this kid who delivered papers in our neighborhood. And he'd give me like 50 cents or whatever it was, right? Because I just befriended him. And that's what got me into being a paper boy, right? Having 150 customers every day. Houses we had to deliver to. $300 a week, $300 a month, right? So $75 a week. So again, work for that money. And that's what we were taught. Work for the money, work for the money. If you want something, you have to buy it. And I've told stories about the things that I bought with that money when I was a child, right? My mother would say, where did you get that from? I got on the bus and went down to Jacobson's downtown and bought my Levi corduroys for school at 14, right? 15 years old. She's like, you did what? Well, yeah, you wouldn't buy them for me. You said, if you want to buy them, you gotta buy them yourself. So I did. Mr. Independent, right? If you're not gonna help me, I get it. I'm not going, then I'm gonna do it myself. So understanding that, right? And looking back at your childhood and looking back at everything that was just the way that you survived. You didn't live. mean, again, we were blessed. We had a house in northern Michigan that we inherited from my grandmother. My dad and the other sons-in-laws helped build it with my grandfather and my grandmother and my mom and my aunts and things like that, right? My mom ended up buying my sisters out when my grandmother died, and it was ours. Okay, that was always the claim, that dad doesn't make enough money for us to have both things, so we have to compromise. My dad worked at Consumers Energy in Jackson, right? Hello, Laura. Now you can see me? Great. So understanding that all the things, and my God, my mother having that conversation with me, you guys, that was probably 50 years ago. No, probably 47 years ago. And I can still remember that conversation with my mother. Ego, baby. Hey, Don. Ego. I haven't seen you in forever, Don. How are you? Right? Ego tapes everything that happens from the day we're born to the day we're 13 years old, right? Then when you grow up and you're 13, 14 years old, it hits the play button. So everything that ego taped for the first 13 years of your life, you now have to relive and overcome for the next 70 years. That's the soul journey. That's the soul journey right there. See? And if you're conscious, usually by the time you're 30, you're like, okay, what the hell? 40, big time, what the hell? 50, okay, what the F, right? And by 60, why is it still here? I don't understand. And every time that I ask Spirit, I don't get it. I don't know what's going on. What's the deal? And this is exactly what Spirit has said to me. And I think I shared this last week or the week before. You're going to work until the day you die. Oh, no off time. That's what you signed up for. Oh, so what I interpret that is, right? I've got time to work through this stuff. I've got time to have them manifest what I need to manifest, right? Because you got another 30 years or so, maybe 35. Really? What the hell is that about? Do I get into downtime at all? And Spirit says right now, he says, no, you get to live in Kihei Maui, right? And that's your vacation when you're not traveling. Oh, okay. I guess, right? So now it's really exhausting. I mean, it is exhausting where, because I'm a Capricorn, right? And every zodiac sign has a different take on what they do in a crisis situation. When they feel a crisis, right? It's not real. Trust me, it's not real at all. But the way that you react to it, and for me, it is my last, I know, Spirit is laughing, saying, it's your last stronghold of, childhood is fear. The fear of money, right? The fear of money. And how the tentacles, Spirit is showing me, how the tentacles involve everything in your life. It includes Bailey. It really includes Lee. It includes where we live. It includes everything in my life. And you have to understand that you're not going to die. We're not going to get evicted. They're not going to take my car. I mean, everything's paid up, right? But if we allow ourselves to go in that direction, right? Oh my God, it's Chicken Little. The sky is falling. Oh my God, the sky is falling. What am I going to do? I'm going to die. No. And that's your little kid inside of your heart that's attached to your ego. Yeah, see? And understanding, hi Kelly, I have to answer you on your text. I just found it the other day. I'm sorry, it's been like, I don't know, probably 3 weeks or so. It's been busy. But understanding that we have to be conscious, right? We got to be conscious of that little person inside of us who saved us from being crazy in childhood, right? That little person inside of us, little Billy, little whoever, right? Who drove the bus for many, 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 many years because of what the environment taught me, which was fear, right? But understanding too, and I've said this many times as a phrase, hey Dottie, how are you? I haven't seen you in forever either. I think everybody's coming out of the woodwork because it's spring. It's great. I love seeing everybody. I was a skinny little gay boy in Jackson, Michigan in the 60s and 70s with a bully for a brother. Trust me, it was not a good time. It was not a good time. I was a grown-up man in a little boy's body who is skinny and feminine and gay and all that stuff that comes with it, right? Right? So understanding I had fear coming from every place. It was survival mode most of my life. And then being sick in the hospital on and off for 12 years of my first 12 years of my life with kidney disease. I had all kinds of obstacles to overcome, which is all connected to fear. See? So little by little, overcoming all that fear, thank God for therapy, 13 years of that on and off, right? Understanding that I have to cut those cords, right? So now where I'm pretty clear, it's always what I know. Spirit says, what you have not healed comes to the surface. It's always going to. So that's why it's better to do it now with all you guys who are younger. I mean, you are so blessed and so lucky to be able to go through your stuff now with the enlightenment of 4D energy, right? I mean, fourth dimensional energy is just freaking amazing. And I asked Spirit many, many times, how come, hey Jessica, how was vacation? I asked Spirit all the time, well, why now? What? Because you're supposed to do it now and blah, 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 right? But it's just like, and I've said this to Spirit too in our conversations. I'm late on the being gay thing because the kids now, the kids 15, 20 years ago, oh my God, what a different freaking life, right? I had to live through the AIDS crisis and all that other stuff, right? So that and always being clairvoyant. And now people in the last decade are all open and understanding, and everybody who's like in their 20s and 30s, they're starting to understand and let their stuff go. And I'm like, that's what you signed up for, Bill. You signed up for a muggle life first, and then a starseed's life for the last chapters. Makes sense to me, right? But again, my ego gets involved, and me being who I am, but I don't understand why. Well, I think I posed 2 or 3 times about what is it? Something about it's a meme that says, who in the hell signed? I know. Spirit says, who in the hell signed this soul's journey? It was me, but come on, right? So understanding, right, that the more conscious you are of your shit, the more conscious you are of your stuff, that you got to sit and call yourself out. You got to have I think I talked to somebody last week who we were having a conversation during a reading, and I said, you need to put down 3 things that you really need to work on, that are at the top, that are at the top of your list, right? And really focus on those 3. And then by the time you do that, what will happen is you'll be so used to being conscious and focusing that it will come up and it will go. Something will come up and it will go. Something will come up and it will go. And that's what it's all about. That's what it's all about. Is training yourself, right? Training yourself to get out of 3D indoctrination. I know, fabulous, right, Spirit? I know. I got all kinds of guides around me right now, everybody. And it's like this cheering section for me right now, which is pretty impressive because this never happened before. So I know. There must be 5 people behind me right now, standing in front of the TV. I lost my train of thought. Okay, what? Okay. Consciousness and understanding that we have to release that 3rd dimensional indoctrination, right? And how do we do that? We do that by being conscious, by sitting by ourselves and just being open, right? And many, many times ego will oh no, we're not playing that game. I'm not playing that game, right? You kick it back and you no, ego, we're not listening to that. We're not listening to that. No, we're not listening to that because that's a lie. That's a lie. And as you do that, Spirit says, and this is true, things will pop into your mind. You know those things that come out of people's heads, like in a cartoon or something like that, right? Those little blip things. That's what Spirit is showing me coming above people's heads as they truly start to connect, as they truly start to be conscious and aware and present and allowing themselves to have those things as they tell ego to shut up because, ego, that's a lie. I'm not listening to that because that's a lie. Ego, I'm not doing that. That's a lie. Everything you tell me, ego, is a lie. Trust me, that stuff works. It works. Call it out. Call it out. Call it out. Call it out. Okay? Because thought bubbles, thank you, Joe. And understand that as you call out ego, as you tell it to stop, as you tell it all you tell me is lies, right? Because I learned last week, again, ego is connected to the mind, third dimensional mind. And we have to sever that connection between because it's about survival, which is what third dimensional energy has always been. Survival. It's not life, it's surviving. Surviving the next drought, surviving the next pandemic, surviving the next disease, surviving. Okay? And that's throughout our history of the last 12,000 years, right? So as we move into fourth dimensional energy, right? All of a sudden we're being called out like, dude, stop. That's not who you are. Get out of that. That's not who you are at all anymore. As they try to pull you up from your armpits, right? Out of the muck. Third dimensional muck. See? Which we're comfortable in. I like it here. I feel safe. Well, that's because your soul's been in it for 12,000 years. And now you're being challenged by all the energy on the planet, all the energy coming from the universe, right? Trying and going to make you move forward, going to make you ascend, right? Because I will tell you straight up, you can't fight that. They will make your life hell. Guaranteed. You think things will go wrong? They can make everything just completely different. Completely different, right? They can, not for the good, right? The good stuff comes later. The bad stuff happens now where you go, okay, spirit, WTF, right? I don't get it. Hi, Kathy. And understanding that I didn't know, Kathy, I didn't know you could do that. Interesting. I have to find out more about that. And understanding that as things come to us, right, that we need to clear. Steve Noble Guided Meditations, you know how I love them things. They're amazing. And again, Aaron Dowdy, right? I gave something to one of my friends / clients, and I may post it again, but it's very interesting how it gauges where you're at on the scale, right? And all this cool stuff that is connected to your ego. I think I will post it again because it's very interesting and it resonates with a lot of people, most people, if they're starting to become more aware, right? Especially if they watch these either live or on YouTube, right? Or on the Instagram. That it really makes a difference. Hey Keisha, I didn't see you come in. So the ego is still serving a purpose, even though it's a lie. It is still in place. It still has its place in consciousness and awareness. Well, it does to a point. There is lower ego and there's higher ego. Higher ego is what you're talking about when it comes to consciousness. Lower ego is totally third dimensional energy. Higher ego lives in another dimension, right? That's where we're going. It serves, but in third dimensional energy, ego is kept us alive. Don't go outside the cave because the saber-toothed tiger is going to eat you, right? Protect your family because the other tribe is coming, right? Don't go the distance, stay out of the water because guess what? You're going to drown. Things like that. Survival skill, Spirit says, which is true. See? But the more that you clear that out, and the more you understand, and Keisha's right, that it does have a place, but most of the people on the planet today don't even understand that there is a good side of ego, which allows you to ascend, allows you to connect, allows you to understand as we move through fourth dimensional energy for the next pretty much for the next decade, understanding more and more of that the more that we allow, the more we know. Hey, Carrie Ann, right? Because we're becoming lighter weight, not only physically, but also emotionally and mentally, spirit stop, psychologically and psychically, right? We're connected more than ever, and again, that's what it's all about. See, is again, the more conscious you are now, I know Spirit says it gets easier as you go, which is very, very true. See, but they're always going to throw you they're always going to throw you a baseball, not a softball. They'll throw you a baseball. That's what they threw me 2 months ago. And thank God I was aware, and just again, they know when to contact me. They know when I am at my weakest. Okay? And that is at night, before like an hour and a half, 2 hours before bed, right? When I am just scrolling in Facebook Watch, right? And the TV's on, but not really paying attention. Leah's gone to bed. Bailey is hopefully asleep in his bed or in the bedroom in his bed, and I can just sit and just be. See? And that's wonderful. That's wonderful. And I want that for everybody, because I'm telling you what, your guides know your time. They know your time. They do. Okay? They know the best time to contact you, right? And it only becomes more of a good time when they can do it whenever they'd like, right? Because you're more and more conscious. See, I shut down about 9 o'clock at night, where I'm like, okay, everything's off. I just have my iPad, and it's bill time. See, Facebook Watch is on your Facebook page, Joe. It will say it's in the buttons in the bottom, and it just says watch, and there's an arrow. And if you click on that, all kinds of cool stuff is on Facebook Watch. Yeah. And there's all kinds of things that are not on your Facebook Watch that are actually on Facebook Watch. Yeah. Yeah. So like the Red Table with Jada Pinkett Smith and stuff like that. That's kind of cool. Super Soul used to be on there, Facebook Watch. I don't think it is anymore because it's now part of the Discovery $4.99 thing. You know. Hi, Ruth. How's it going? Okay, so she says, yes, agreed about the best time for us to be able. Yeah, and it's only going to get, I'm telling you, like Spirit has said, March is going to be good, April's going to be good, the summer's going to be fabulous, right? People are getting vaccinated. It's going to be like an explosion of humanity. I mean, it's going to be fantastic. I mean, all my friends are vaccinated but one. And I told them, because he's younger. Oh, it's 333. He's 50. He'll be 50 this coming Saturday, so he can get his shots after that, right? I can't wait to hug my friends. I really can't. I cannot wait to hug my friends. Hey, Ryan, I'm on Facebook Watch too. Yay! That's awesome. I didn't know that. Oh wait, maybe. Oh yeah, I do. I always think it's an ad that they want me to promote my videos and stuff like that, which of course I never do. So yeah, that's pretty awesome. Yeah, Adrian says the numbers have gone back up, and that's because of young people. It's not people like us, not the grown-ups. It's because of the kids. Yep. Because right now in Michigan, the British variant is the strongest in the state at the moment. It's where and all the kids are getting it. But I'm glad that the deaths are down, and that's what counts. But again, if you can, get vaccinated, because it's going to allow everything to open up. Now, will we have to get a booster shot once a year, like a flu shot? We might have to. Who knows, right? But it's better than being in my freaking house with a freaking mask on, washing everything down 4 times a day, hands and my car and all that kind of stuff. You know, it just is, yeah. So I'll do whatever I got to do to make it so that I can hug my friends and sit with them at dinner and things like that. Because I'll be selfish with that, right? I will definitely be selfish. Why? Because I've sacrificed for the last year. Right? Yeah. Yep, for sure. Okay, so are we done with that? Let me see here. He says no, but I don't know why we're not done with that. Not with the vaccines, but with the fear. Okay, we talked about consciousness. Okay, the more you understand yourself, the easier it will be for you. Okay, again, I know. Okay, allowing us to bring you what you need at the time that you need it. Understanding, guys, that good for you, Flora. She's getting the Moderna shot tonight. Understanding that the more you allow them to bring you what you need, right, on their time. There is no time in spirit. And that is the most frustrating thing ever, is you can't control it, right? You can't control it. And because we learn control, again, Aaron Dowdy talked about this in the video today. We learn control from our childhood. It's our little kid. Control. I'll take care of it. Yeah. Say, we'll wrap ourselves up and we'll just won't show any emotion, or we'll just wrap ourselves up and we won't cry. We'll wrap ourselves up and you'll be tough as ever. Nothing's gonna hurt you. Yeah. Say, understanding that as you get older, and I've talked about this before, is the fact that when we are children, our parents take our power away. Okay? What are you crying for? I'll give you something to cry about. Okay, that's the wrong thing to say, number one, especially in that tone of voice. Or, why did you do that? You know you shouldn't do that, blah, 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 blah. Well, again, there's all kinds of things wrong with that, right? And your little human is going, why is mommy or daddy yelling at me? Why can't they just have a conversation? I'll understand. Why? Because I'm an old human inside of here that doesn't have my vocabulary yet. Doesn't have my brain's not all grown yet. But the soul still has the information from the freaking last time, and the time before that, and the time before that, and the time before that, right? Understanding that little human being probably knows more than you do in some cases. I know I did as a child because being that old Capricorn self, right? So understanding that your frustration, I get it. I get frustrated with Bailey, not often, but once in a while. And I got to pull myself back and go, okay, Bill, that didn't come out right now, did it? Especially if it's 4 o'clock in the morning and he decides it's time to play and it's time for go outside and go potty. And, oh, Daddy, can you give me breakfast now too? No. Daddy's asleep. See? He just looked at me like, are you talking about me? Yes, I am. See? But understanding that the more open that you are, the more that you know yourself, right? The more that you've gotten rid of your stuff and you've let it go. Steve Noble Guided Meditations. I'm telling you. All you got to do is sit there and listen. And imagine in your mind's eye, inside of your head, right? In your imagination. Yeah. Just whatever it is. Eventually you'll learn the visualization because it'll come to you. Why? Because they'll bring it to you. That's the cool thing. None of us are dumb when it comes to spirituality. We just don't allow ourselves to flow. We're all spiritual beings inside. But human, damn us, puts the lockdown on it, controls it. Why? Because that's third dimensional energy, right? That's what our souls have been taught since the beginning of our times. See? From the dominance of people in the world. Yes. See? Be it the Catholic Church, be it any church, be it the pharaohs, be it whoever, right? I know. Spirit says suppression has been here. Human suppression has been here since the beginning of time, which is true. And it's all tied to fear. It's all tied to fear. And that's what's just eye-opening. It's massive. It's just massive. See? And understanding that the way you're feeling has to do with fear. Being afraid. Being afraid to let it go. Being afraid of what's next. Being afraid of money. Being afraid of having what you want. Afraid of getting what you want, right? Afraid of being abundant. afraid of being the boss, afraid of being in control of your life. There's a lot of fear, right? Because what happens if you are in control of your life? There's no one to blame. There's no one to be held accountable but you, right? Comes to money, same thing. See, if you have a boatload of money come in, like I know, Spirit just showed me all those lottery winners who in the first 5 years spent $30 million on stuff, right? And then they're 55 years old and are living in a cardboard box on the street because they lived great for 5 years. Buying planes or taking planes all over the world, and well, that's great, but but don't you got to make it last? See, again, fear of money. I'm going to spend it right now because guess what? I may not have it later. And a lot of people have that. A lot of people have that. Say, not me. Hey, Teresa, not at all. I'm kind of a hoarder when it comes to that stuff because I don't know what's going to happen because of my fear of money, right? Right? Understanding that as the young people go forward today, right? As you all who are younger teach your children, right? And their children as grandma and grandpa, right? And help them understand as we move into fourth dimensional energy, right? And telling them, well, back when I was younger, back when I was your age, and they'll go, you're kidding, really? Oh my God, what a horrible life. Well, it wasn't that bad, but it's not what it is in, 2050, right? Or 2040, or even 2030. Same? Because we're still going to evolve, Spirit says. We're still going to ascend. The planet is going to ascend. And you get to choose, truly, if you want to ascend with it. And those of you who watch this now, or on YouTube, or on Facebook, or on Instagram, right, are part of that ascension. The ones that get turned on to it more and more are behind the 8 ball. And then there's those who are no way even understanding what is going on now with the energy on the planet and what COVID is here for, and working on themselves and understanding themselves and being more connected. Not at all, see? Because they're living in third dimensional energy. But as the energy shifts, as I know, Spirit says, as the wave of ascension happens, because it's on its way. Trust me, it is well on its way. Okay, with all that comes with that, Spirit says, because there's a lot of things that I know that I won't explain that are going to happen as we move forward into more fourth dimensional energy. Things that we discover, things that are acknowledged. See, and that's exciting. That's exciting. I'm glad it's happening in my lifetime. Now, would I rather be 30? Oh, for sure. But I'll be 61, and I can't change that, right? And there's, I know, Spirit says it is what it is, which is true. See? Yes. Okay, so Spirit says it makes no difference of your age. Does not make any difference of your age. It's about how that human allows themselves to ascend, allows information to come to them without discouraging it or not paying attention to it. And I think I said this last week or maybe the week before. Tammy Bayswell, I think that's her name. I told you guys about 3 weeks ago that normally I don't. She shows up on my Facebook that she's doing a live event or something like that, and I just kind of used to swipe by and go, okay. And 3 weeks ago, it was an energy blast on Monday at 1:11, and she does it every other week. And so I followed it that 3 weeks ago, and I was like blown away by what I felt like afterwards, right? And it lasts for 3 days, she says, and it did. Tell you, it cleared me up like that. And then I missed the next week's, and then I caught this past week's on Monday. And again, in the space that I've been in, especially since last week, probably starting on Friday, of just deep inside my head and inside myself, and trying to figure stuff out and trying to let stuff go. And because I'm a Capricorn, it's a Capricorn trait, we kind of recede into ourselves until we can figure it out, right? Until we can kind of figure out what's going on. We become an introvert big time, right? And understanding that. And caught it again, like I said, on Monday, and received some of it at the time. I felt different later in the day, and also on Tuesday. But on Monday, I joined her group, to this energy group, which I have not experienced anything yet. I haven't had time, because I've all been inside myself, right? To go in and investigate things, and see what it is, and see how it is, and because why I was guided, right? The first day that she showed up on my iPad, I just got out of the shower. I was all cleaned up. I didn't have any readings that day. It's a bill day usually on Monday, which I love because there's nobody here but me and the dog, and it's fabulous. And I was just, got my iPad, and then boom, there it is right at the top, and I went, bloop, and I watched it. Now, like I said, normally I just pass by it, go back onto Facebook, blah, 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 not paying any attention to it. But that week I did tap it. That's them. See? And understanding, Paula, I think her name is Tammy Baswell, B-A-S. I can send it to you after I check it out. Yeah, or Boswell, not Boswell. I think it's Baswell. That's how it works, right? That if you're open to it. Now, was I open to it the week or 2 or 3 before? No. Right place, right time, right? And if you are in a position, which all of us will be eventually, of allowing, I just got out of the shower. I'm here by myself with the dog. It's all good. I can decompress. I can do my work, right? And I was like, well, what the heck? And I just went ahead and swiped it. And then I'm like, well, this is fascinating because this is how I feel today. All bound up and heavy inside. Like there's a treasure chest. Like there's a treasure chest inside my body, around my heart, but I don't know where the freaking key's at to find out what's inside. Well, she took care of that. She just exploded it, and I didn't have to worry what was inside there. Bonus. It wasn't anything good, I'm sure. It was good, it would have stayed, right? See? So understanding that I went back on the next Tuesday to watch it, and I was late, and I couldn't find the reposting, right? Monday, I'm talking to my sister on the phone, and she goes, oh, it's 11:11. She lives in Colorado. It's 11:11. I'm like, it's 1:11 here. I got to go. She goes, why? Because I got to do this energy blast. She goes, oh, cool, bye. Click. Again, if I wasn't talking to my sister, I probably wouldn't know it was 1:11, right? There's a reason why. See how that works? She called me at 1:45. I'm not thinking anything about it. Hey, what are you doing? We started to talk, right? That is the way that it works. For her to announce, oh, Bill, it's 11:11. Oh my God, it's 1:11. Oh my God, I gotta go. Boom. I know. Spirit says she was your alarm, which is true. I got to talk to my sister, and she was the alarm that said, oh my God, don't miss it. Don't miss it. And that's when I just joined the group because I needed to, Spirit says. See? But see how that works? If you allow yourself to be led, we can still question. Trust me, I still say, are you effing kidding me, Spirit? Really? Really? And I've done that for at least 7 years since I quit my job, right? Sometimes daily, more than once, especially in the beginning, right? You're effing kidding. Only I would say the word, we'd have that conversation all the time, right? I don't understand. I don't get it. But now I do. See? And also understanding, and I've said this before, sometimes you have to look back at how far you've come. And I can just say this. I know that I'm going to write books for the Lemurians. I'm going to channel 2 books for the Lemurians once we get to Maui. And when I think about that, I think, well, I can't do that. I can't. There's no way. How am I going to do? How am I going to do that? And I said the same thing about myself maybe a year ago, maybe 2 years ago, maybe 3 years ago, probably all those years. I never thought I'd be the person I am today. Never. Never in a million years did I ever think I would be this connected, this open, this flowy, this conscious in my entire life. Because it's a process, right? It's an everyday process. Chimes. See? So can I imagine myself now being that author? No. Again, I will bet. I know. Spirit says if you can put money on that's exactly who you're going to be once you're able to move to Maui. By raising your vibration, right? And I'm gonna continue to post those things on Facebook too. As you raise your vibration, you become more conscious. As you raise your vibration, Steve Noble Guided Meditations, guys, bingo. And again, Aaron has one that is freaking just weird as hell. But I was like, click, 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 click. The first meditation that I've done from him, and it was just when I found him, or just when he found me, right? And it was just like, this is kind of different. This is kind of bizarre because I'm used to Steve, right? And all this stuff's going on, and then when I got done, I'm like, well, that's a freaking trip. And then all of a sudden, it was like, oh, epiphany, 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 epiphany. See? Because sometimes we have to look back and see how far we've come. Sometimes we have to try different things. That's why when I found Phil Good, I put him on Facebook a couple times, right? On my Facebook page. And then, he's done. And understanding. I know. Understanding. Certain people come into your life for a reason. Because they have a message you're supposed to hear that day. See? When I first started this, I was attracted to a lot of powerful people, right? People who I thought were just, oh my God, they're amazing. They can do so much. And after about 3 weeks, Spirit would say, false prophet. When I would be thinking about the person, false prophet, false prophet, false prophet, Bill, false prophet. Oh, really? Yeah. And then as I've gone through my stages, right? As I've gone through my ascension, as I've let stuff go, as I have become more and more conscious, true. All these people that I thought were godlike, they're still human. And many of them are still living in the 3rd dimension. See? So allow that to happen too, even if you're not clairvoyant, right? Even if you are, everyone's intuitive and everybody is empathic. So feel it. Trust me, they'll grab your heart and squeeze it when you're thinking about something that isn't real. They'll grab your heart and squeeze it, meaning, oh, no, that person's not real. And you got to go, okay, Spirit, why are you grabbing my heart? What's that pressure on my heart? You got to call it out. So they go, okay, he, she gets it. And so you may get a message from anywhere. Facebook Watch, from this video, from TV, from any place, in a magazine, on Facebook Watch, anywhere. See? Understanding that the reaction to you had, and you have to listen, guys. You have to go, well, why now? I thought they were good. I thought they were pretty great. I was learning a lot from them. No, time's done. See? Just like with Feel Good, right? As soon as they started talking about that God does not want you to get vaccinated, God does not want you to... F that. Bye-bye. And he has 1 million followers. He has 1 million followers on YouTube. 1 million followers on YouTube. And this guy is talking about that? No one is Jesus and no one is God. You can say that you channel them. God bless you if you can, and if you do, But I'm telling you what, no, it's not your job to be on a podcast or anything and say things like that. There are too many people out there who will take that as golden rule. And that's not your job. I've learned that. Trust me, Spirit has scolded me enough times in the last 2 years of doing these, right? I'm saying, no, you shouldn't say that. You shouldn't say that. Because it's not about you. It's about what you hear from us. It's about what you channel. It's about what you do. See? Yeah. So that's when I pushed him out of the way. Okay, delete. And then, gosh, I think it was the same week, Aaron shows up. Aaron showed up before I deleted Phil. Yeah. I'm like, oh, that's cool. I got two. Then I see this video where Phil is, preaching, and all the conspiracy theorists are all like, yay! And I'm like, okay, out of here. See you, bye. Because he was feeding them all this stuff that's not right, I don't think. Spirit says it's not right. And it says believe, Spirit says. And I've got Aaron right there. See? So will they always replace somebody with somebody? No. But it helps for us, right? To allow those things into our life, that energy into our life. And I've learned, that to be conscious of people showing up and being and that message resonating with me. Does that mean that every single one of them will? No. Ryan, Aaron's last name is Dowdy. D-O-U, what's the phone about? D-O-U-G-H-T-Y, I think it is. That's my landline. So, yeah. So it's just understanding, just like friends, right? That they come and go, just like things like this. I've lost many a person, I should say, when it comes to having them be here and be gone, and then coming back, and then disappearing forever, and things like that. Yeah. See? So I know. Spirit says it's evolution. It is absolutely evolution. It's absolutely, you've learned what you need to learn from here, and you ascend. And you keep moving forward and forward and forward and forward. And that's what it's all about. That's what it's all about. Exactly. Spirit is sending you a message landline. Exactly. It's like, oh my God, first on my cell phone, which is next to me, because I can shut it off, and then that. It's like, okay, what? Stop. So there was something here that I wanted to look at. Let me see. It was, and I was going to go back, and Spirit kept saying, no, just keep going. It was from Dawn, I think. I don't know if Dawn's still here or not. Okay, here's someone from Steve going on right now in these times of crisis. With what's going on, the fear of losing money is still going to happen to. Yeah, but it's going to get better, Steve. Don't worry about that. Let that fear go, my friend. You're going to be well taken care of. Where is she? Here she is. She's going through the exact same thing. I'm working on changing my money mindset. Exactly. It's all a mindset. It's all making sure that you're conscious of what you no longer need to be conscious of it. What you need to be conscious and let it go, so that the next thing can come up. And Spirit wants me to do this. There's things that are whimsical things that you need to really pay attention to, and then there's the big blocks, the cinder blocks, he says, like fear of not having money, fear of not having food, the basic stuff, right? The fear of not having love. Those are three right there that are massive, right? And those are going to take more time for you to be able to lift them and toss them over the edge. He just showed me like a speedboat, right, on the lake. You've got these cinder blocks, and one at a time you go out in the middle of the lake and you toss it overboard because you're done with it. That's a pretty good analogy. Thank you, Spirit. That's pretty good. Okay, guys, it's 4 o'clock, and so I'm going to get going. Thank you for watching Coaching for the Soul, Thursdays at 3. I appreciate it. I'm doing 5 days of discount readings, okay, till next Tuesday. All right, next Tuesday, Wednesday, the 13th, whatever day that is. They're really good prices, like $20 and $30. I think like $20 off. $20 off on some of them. And I've still got the element packages, you guys. If you want connection with me every week, they're there, $10, $20, $30, and $40. You can pay for them all at once and save yourself a whole month, or you can pay them every single month if you want to. But think about commitment. Commitment is big, and make sure that, because again, when you buy a whole year, like let's say the $20 ones for $180 for a year, you're telling the universe, you're telling your guides, I'm committed to working with Bill. I'm committed to working on myself. I'm committed to getting rid of my stuff, right? So look at those packages if you want to. It's on the home page of my Facebook page. And also, I'm going to say, because he wants me to, there's a donate button on my Facebook page on the home page if you'd like to donate for this video. And also, if you're watching on YouTube, please subscribe and like the video. All right. Thanks, guys. Namaste. And I will see you next Thursday at 3 o'clock for Coaching for the Soul.